Let's do this. A Cult of Hockey podcast by the faithful, for the faithful. I'm David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, and I'm here today with Bruce McCurdy live from the Red Deer Centrium, where he just witnessed the Oilers rookies lose 1-0 in overtime to the Calgary Flames rookies. Bruce, this is our two good things, two bad things, and because there's no numbers to speak of that we have handy, we'll do two takeaways. So let's start with your good thing from that game.
Okay, my good thing is Ryan McLeod, a lanky center starting his first year of pro, and he had other than turning the puck over the very first time he touched it early in the first period, I thought he had a very strong night.
Yes, he did that.
He dished it off very effectively for some excellent, in fact, probably Oilers' best scoring chances of the game, including the triplet of chances that Ostap Safin somehow couldn't find the back of the net. Also a fine pass to Kirill Maximov on a short-handed 2-on-1 opportunity that they had. And Maximov and McLeod, one thing I noticed is they always seem to be joined at the hip all game. They weren't only line mates, but they started every penalty kill together, at least till the last one when Maximov was in the penalty box, so obviously he could kill that one off. But and I think that might be a plan going forward by Jay Woodcroft, taking his two first-year pros, his OHL graduates, and just saying, okay, boys, have at her. We're going to use you as a tandem. And they look good on the penalty kill. I thought McLeod, like his skating, there's, I'm not sure he had a shot on net himself, but he sure fed a few different chances to other guys, and I just thought he had a pretty strong 200-foot game tonight.
Yeah, he set up Bo Starrett on a nice play as well, and I like the idea of them using some rookies on the PK in Bakersfield. I know, like, it's one of those things where they often use veteran players. Seems to me a missed opportunity because the veteran players are unlikely to be NHLers. Both Maximov and McLeod have a chance, so why not see if they can be PK guys? Why not do that? And so I like that in the game. And if that's a foreshadowing for the season, that's excellent. That would be good to see. So my good thing was
regulars in the OHL last year on their different teams, but they're used to the role.
My good thing, there was a lot of good play. I thought Maximov had some good moments of puck protection. Lavoie had some good moments in the offensive end. Tyler Benson got really tough and fierce in the second period to try to rally his team a little bit. But I thought Ostap Safin was the most pleasant surprise in a lot of ways because he had just a terrible season last year, partly due to the injury. But he was, I thought, one of the strong all game long, and his physical play was really encouraging. He puck protected well. He, that chance that he almost scored in the first period on those three chances in tight, he started that all off with a really strong forecheck. So good. That's what he was not looking like a NHL prospect last year, but it could be almost all related to injury. So he's most likely to be in Bakersfield this year, and he worked his way up to get a few shifts on the top line by the end of the game. So I really liked his play this game. So good for Ostap Safin. What is your bad thing? Oh, go ahead if you have something on Ostap.
I was just going to say he took the spot of Nolan Vesey, who started that game with Maximov and McLeod, and the puck died on Vesey's stick a few times, and eventually Coach Jay Woodcroft decided he'd seen enough of that and changed him up, and Safin got the bump, and that's how it should be.
Nolan Vesey's going to have a hard time getting ice time in Bakersfield.
I've never seen the guy. I've never seen him good. I never could understand that play.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just not nothing against him as a person, but his performance as a hockey player, it's just not there for the HL level. All right, so your bad thing, Bruce.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of bad hockey in this game. I mean, it really got scrambly. There was a lot of passes that might have looked like good ideas, but they got hit skates and so on in between. But if we're going to zone in on players, I'm going to say for two periods, not the third, Dmitry Samorkov was struggling, especially defensively. and he got walked a couple of times, and he was just sort of also in frame, a little late to close the back door in the front of the net, and um, he just looked just not quite on top of his considerable game. And then in the third, did step it up. He made at least two excellent stops of what looked like dangerous chances where he just broke up the play and got it moving the other way. And that's more the player that we expect to see. And otherwise, I'll avoid, because it's game number one. I don't want to go down this road saying it's the refs. So I wasn't too happy, but whatever. We'll let that one
Yeah, I
slide.
thought Samarukov, Bruce,
Hmm.
got stronger as the game went on.
Yes.
Dmitry Samarukov got stronger as the game went on, and I'll leave that. I am single out the refs mainly because I thought, and it's not just the fact that that sucker punch that the Flames defender gave to poor Starrett. That should have been a game of or I don't know what you call that. Like
Cheap is what I call it.
he, it's cheap and it's a misconduct. It's more than he got, and the refs missed it.
Well, Starrett got
Hit,
5 minutes, and I'm not sure he
late
even
hit
took
on
the glove.
Marody wasn't. Yeah, the late hit on Marody wasn't any good. That was could have been punished more. But Bruce, the thing I hated most was in overtime. Marody's
Mm-hmm.
going for the puck. He didn't fall, but he got tripped. I
Yeah.
mean, they don't win that if they don't hack him in the shins and try to trip him and slow him up. That's why he lost the puck battle. He got tripped, and they get a 2-on-1 and they score. I mean, that again, you've decided the outcome of the game by with your non-call of an obvious foul in overtime. So way to go, good work, refs. Like
I
wake
thought,
up,
yeah, I
wake
saw
up.
that. Certainly saw it as a turnover. Marody kind of made a desperation play, and he passed it to nowhere. And both his line mates were gassed, so he wound up being the only guy back, and he wasn't able to stop it. It was kind of an ugly way to end a 0-0 game on a play like that. But non-calls were a big part of this game, and the Oilers' power play didn't really get much of a look all night. Where
Yeah,
we had that before.
the overtime goal relates to my takeaway too, Bruce, which is that Evan Bouchard is damn close to the NHL, but I don't think he's there. He had a dominant game, almost the whole game, but he had two or three or four defensive reads, which led to grade A scoring chances from the Flames. We just got caught flat-footed with risky plays, kind of at the Oilers' blue line, and on the winning goal, he was caught up ice. He thought Marody was going to win that battle, so he made the risky play instead of getting back to defend. So Evan Bouchard was again dominant. So much of that game was his passing was so calm, smooth, passing the puck so well. But there was three or four like super iffy moments where he got walked essentially, and he and Samarukov combined, and so that was a really interesting game from him. And my
Mhm.
takeaway is wow, what an offensive talent. Just needs to work on those defensive reads, and we have an NHL player
Right.
and a top four defenseman in the NHL.
Sean Patrick Ryan, the Oil Knight, who did our prospects reports for all of our OHL players and knows both Bouchard, especially Bouchard, and Samorkov very well. Uh, he uh, he said that uh, he, the, unlike what I saw with Maximov and McLeod, he thought that they shouldn't be paired together. And when they got to the AHL, it would make more sense for each one of those two guys to be paired with a more veteran AHL sort of proven pro defender. And I agree with that take. I think,
Could be. We'll see. There's
yeah,
lots of time to sort that out.
yeah. Anyway, they're both first year pros, and anyway, yeah, maybe they're going to be dominant enough. Um, just with raw talent that they'll be able to survive and thrive. But anyway, that was his take. My takeaway was I was pretty happy with young Oiler netminders, especially Dylan Wells. I thought he had a very strong game. Really battled hard, took the bottom of the net away. He had a few jam plays in tight, and he stood his ground well. And as you mentioned earlier, one time one Calgary uh, ruffian, aren't they all? Took an extra shot at Wells while the puck was in his glove, and Tyler Benson stood up and gave him what for? Not in a dirty way, but just sort of, hey, you're not going to do that without have an answer for it, and I like to see that, frankly, out of Tyler Benson. No, he didn't go over the top. He didn't do anything crazy, but he just stood up for a teammate, and that's what you want to see in all phases of the game. That's what I want to see anywhere on the ice. Closest teammate when somebody takes liberties. Yeah, that's not going to happen on our watch. And so anyway, that's just a minor moment in the game, but I was a little worried there at the end of the second period when the Oilers bench only had 10 skaters on it because they had two guys in the room that were both victims of, one was punched and one was boarded. And I couldn't figure out where the third guy was, but he was in the penalty box on a coincidental major. So it's only two guys in the room, but that was, they all came back for the third, so no harm, no foul. So young Marody looked like he was a little bit sore after the game.
Yeah, it wasn't his best game all around. He never really got going, and then he got injured. I hate to see that. All right, Bruce. Well, thanks for coming in tonight from the Centrum. Hope you had fun there tonight. And
fun to be down here, and saw a few good Oilers fans and Edmonton followers in Colin Ruddle and John Short and Uncle Dave. They were all here, and I saw.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Oh, here's one takeaway for you. They asked the fans here in Red Deer whether they were Flames fans or Oilers fans. They did during the intermission, then they did during the third period. And both times there was a huge roar for Edmonton versus Calgary. So I think there must be, for some reason, there's a lot of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins fans down here in Red Deer.
Oh, well, you know why that is, Bruce, though? It's because everybody hates Calgary.
Well, that's part of it. But I also think there's lots of Nuge fans here. Judging by all those old Rebels #9 sweaters I saw walking around the building, I think the Oilers are the team of choice down here in Red Deer now. So that's good.
You're right. Lots of Nuge fans, and everybody hates Calgary. All right. Thanks for talking, Bruce.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
And in the meantime, and in between times, this has been another edition of the Cult of Hockey podcast. Let's end this here. Stop recording.